Hi, this is Darren Williger.
And Mike Whitmore in Seattle. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. I was thinking a fun topic for today might be ethical greatness. And I know we were talking recently on how social media, like any media source, could be used for good or bad. You could bash your competitor or promote yourself or promote a concept. I have found, as you have as well, that it's better to influence the good and push all the positivity as opposed to spotlight any negativity.
Yeah.
How could we best advise clients to use this?
Darren, great point. And may I just say you are an example of positive energy. Ever since our first conversation when we first met about a year ago, you have just been a positive influence for good. And what I want to say is if your services and your brand can stand on their own, there's no need to do anything disparaging to the competitors. There's so many people who are, for example, social media gurus. I was at a recent event where it was three different general contractors. These guys got up and they said, we do home additions and bedroom remodels and so on. And by the way, we're also social media consultants. And it just kind of shocked me. And they may have a good story. But I want to say that the higher ground is to say, hey, this is what we do. We're in social media. We're also business consultants. And we're different because we provide business value. That's the difference with Social Media 201. Guys like you, guys like me, and others who are coming into town, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be talking about how they get business value from social media, which is another step. It takes you a lot deeper in this engagement role of what social media can do.
I'm fond of it. I've always enjoyed I'm a positive guy. That's how I look at. Oh, wait, we got Billy Beatty here. Let's bring him in here. Awesome, everybody. Talking about winning by the rules, Mr. Billy Beatty out of Houston, a good friend of ours. Billy, thanks for joining us.
Hey, sorry, man. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Don't know what's going on. I'm sorry?
Glad to have you.
Good to be here.
So today's topic, Mike and I were just talking about how great it is to win kind of playing by the rules, to promote positivity versus negativity, especially in a competitive situation. You don't want to go out there and say brand B isn't good. You want to talk about how good brand A is and connect that with people and add that human component. What have you run into with your clients as far as encouraging them to put a positive message out there when they may be afraid to even take those initial steps?
I think that one thing I run into all the time is it's really easy to get into the negative. It's hard to stay positive. It's hard to play ethically, but clients are actually wanting to see ethical game playing out there. And whenever we approach something from an ethical point of view, sometimes it's actually fresh. And I know Mike knows where I'm coming from because his consulting group is called Fresh. Clients like to have a fresh approach and a fresh look at the playing field, what's happening. And, so many times whenever we get into a situation to where we're trying to make a proposal, we're trying to close a deal, sell a deal, there are those temptations to actually just do anything, sell this, close this at all cost. But, it's fresh to actually come into this with some ethics and say, we're going to come at this from an ethical point of view, from a positive point of view. We're not going to talk about our competition. We're not going to undercut our competition. We're just simply going to put our proposal on the table, show you what we can do, show you how we can take you forward to the next step, to the next level, play the game to win and not play the game to destroy everyone and crash and burn everyone along the way. And that's the way that we play, and I think that's the way that clients want us to go forward. What do y'all think?
Absolutely, Billy. This is amazing because in our mastermind group where this whole idea for 201 generated, the positive energy is infectious. A lot of that comes from Darren, our leader on those calls. I mean, it's just infectious. And, one of the challenges in the business that we're in is we don't tend to push one product or one idea. We look at the breadth. What's available on the new web? And every time I'm on the phone with you guys on a mastermind call, particularly with Darren, he's just pulling out these great tools he's used and coming up with these great ideas and software I've never heard of before. And I'm capturing all this great information to try new things. Darren, I can't tell you how many new software packages I've heard of, or from Dr. Udi Schlesinger, who's going to be at the conference, about his pay-per-click and so forth. So we try and look at the problem and say, what's the best solution from the new web that we can apply to this? That's what makes us different. It's what makes Regillo different as well.
you got me excited because I just thought about something that none of us have probably thought about. Technically, we all could be competitors, but we don't ever look at it like that. We instead look, how do we make everyone else better? Because I love when I take a fresh idea and say, hey, group, here's this cool idea I came up with, run with it. And people will come back and say, I tried it, but I did this step and I had this result. And that's what it's all about. I really feel, and I know we had this discussion, I don't want to digress down this like beginning of the next chapter, but it really is. We're like 1% into this whole new communication that we have embraced. There's a big giant sandbox for everybody to benefit. It's this new, almost like we open up a whole new planet with this dimension of new media. It takes you into the home. It gives you a sense of reality, and you can't rewind it.
Well, look at even this UVU conference that we're doing on the phone right now. Sorry that we lost Billy again, but this is technology that we have sitting at home, where in the office space, you can pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. I know I've sold some Cisco stuff before, right? And here we have this opportunity to connect and broadcast our message with simple laptops on both ends. Pretty amazing.
I remember flying to England for one of my first international conferences to talk about, I kid you not, Mike, the benefits of video conferencing. My first international trip was to England to talk about the benefits of video conferencing. Nobody got the irony of it. I stood up here and said, guys, I'm sure you're going to see the irony of me spending 8 hours in a plane and a few grand to get here. And nobody really got it. They didn't at the time really see the value. But now I have clients who actually interact the majority of their business over video conferencing through Polycom, through Cisco, through everything. We're using free services. We have the UVO, we have TinyChat, we have Ustream. As you mentioned, right now these services are free. They're available to consumers and business, and the quality is phenomenal.
Yeah, and what we said early on, I'm not sure if we mentioned it here, is this disruptiveness of the ideas, right? So, yeah, we're competitors in the sense, but we're talking about common foundational principles that businesses want to hear about, that businesses can use from small, medium, and to large enterprises. And this is the interesting piece about social media. And what we see out there as fresh in our business consulting is this is disruptive, and it's changing the game. And even, you and I and others are trying to get a handle on this thing, and we're making a difference and seeing bottom line results. That's what we're going to be sharing at the 201 conferences, what we're seeing and why, and what works, and best practices, which are still being developed.
That's the best part. We talk about disruptive, and I like this statement I keep saying, move the disruptive to the enabling technologies, because just like when Twitter came out a few years ago and businesses were reluctant to take that first step, I bet that several decades back, companies were not eager to jump on telephone or telegraph.
Right.
And these disruptive tools eventually allowed businesses to communicate. There's not a single sales maker out there who's not used to using a phone and now using email to communicate with clients.
Absolutely. Yeah, in my own job, I've had to kind of learn this new media and how to utilize it well and effectively. May I also say, Darren, we've been working with clientele internally with wikis and other types of collaborative technologies, and our feedback that they have given us, this is from enterprise-sized clients, that we've literally saved them millions of dollars in productivity gains. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're coming up on the end of our call, and you bring up the wikis, but that's something we got to talk about, because that's something, even using Google Groups, other collaborative tools that have made it possible to build that tapestry with your team, unlike ever before. I love the idea of our CRM. We put something out there, and anyone who has an action item just takes it. It just happens. Yeah,
it's amazing. And by the way, the younger generation gets this. We can talk more about that on another call, but it's amazing. It's natural to them.
It's natural to them, and us being, we're at this point where we're credible because we've actually done business for 20-something years.
Great.
Exactly. I'm sure if I didn't shave, there'd be some too. So, Mike, I'm excited, man. I love what we're working on, and I really enjoy that we get to help others with this stuff too. And that's the joy I experience every day.
You bet. Me too, Darren. It's great when the light comes on and people get it and they see the results from it. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, right on. I'm going to wrap our recording, and thanks again, Mike.
Thanks so much, Darren. Shake hands. Talk to you later.
And remember.